Super nice to see you. Welcome back to Forza Horizon 4. Today, we're finally able to play with the Toyota Supra. Toyota has returned to Forza Horizon 4, and that's exactly what we're going to be playing with today. We're going to make this thing have stupid amounts of power. We're going to customize it. But overall, Toyota is back, and this is hopefully just the beginning. I would love to see the A90 added. If the A90 edition is added to this game, well, it's going to be nice for some comparisons and having a drive of my own car in a game and modifying my own car in a game. And yes, we've got the Z4, but come on. Got to get that A9. So as a standard, this car is not massively exciting. Like a lot of the Japanese cars around this market, they're kind of underwhelming until you start actually throwing some power in. So that's exactly what we are going on our way to do. But I wanted to drive it stock to give you an idea of the sound of it, which sounds like that. I have to say, it doesn't really sound like you'd imagine. It sounds fine. It sounds like a... I don't even want to say it sounds like a 6-cylinder. It sounds like a 7-cylinder. Is that even a thing? I'm sure it is, but it sounds like one of those. I think the cockpit view gives you a bit more of a sound. It sounds too grumbly for a 6-cylinder, but I imagine with a little bit more speed and power, which we'll definitely be doing in a moment, I think it'll probably sound more accurate. I had to give it a go. I wanted to play with it. I think the last time we actually played with a Toyota Supra was Need for Speed 2015 and Horizon 3 or 2. One of those. But basically, it's been a long time, and we're finally ready to start building. Now, I'm hoping there's actually going to be some customization parts. I can't actually remember. I feel like it's been forever since we've actually been able to drive this car. So I guess we shall find out how it is. Of course, it's now perfectly daytime outside because, of course, that's how time actually works. Anyway, I thought it would be super cool to come to the house and customize cars because normally we don't come and do this. We're normally in the auto show and stuff. And yeah, I thought it would be pretty cool to go for. So we have quite a few things that we can do to this car. We've got aspiration conversions, which changes it to a single turbo conversion. We've got engine swaps just in case you want to throw a V12 in your Supra. But we have quite a few visual modifications for this car. I'm actually very surprised. I honestly did not expect anywhere near this amount of stuff. Honestly, I feel like most of it is probably from previous games, but quite frankly, I didn't even expect this much. I'm actually going to go for the first option. I think that's probably the coolest. Now, a lot of people are going to... Holy... That's the coolest wing I've ever seen on a Forza game. Normally, the wings are a little bit underwhelming. Actually, that's got a wiper delete as well, which I wish you could actually have that with every single option now. That would be quite nice. We've got the option to change the rear bumper. Oh, mate. This is actually really cool. Look at that. I think we can actually come up with a pretty nice car here. I'm very surprised. It almost makes me feel like, obviously, they know with the Toyota Supra, they had to come in and make it at least a little bit more exciting than the normal customizations they add to the game. But I think, and that's a bit too high, actually. I think they've realized that people will very much rip them a new one. Or maybe they're working on adding parts to future Forza. I'm going for that. I would totally be open to them adding or changing the idea and having customization in a Forza game. I'm very much for that. Now, going through these builds, we have got 1,600 horsepower builds. 1,601 horsepower, I should say. Now, that's got the highest popularity. I guess that makes sense. We'll download this one. Obviously, something really frustrating is when we put the stuff on, it's actually changed the whole damn car. But that's something we're going to play around with. I just wanted to get it in a race anyway. With this person set up and... Oh! I was going to say, is that a Supra? No, it's a TVR. Close enough. First experience is that this car is definitely not really designed for cornering. This setup. I think, honestly, it's probably a drag build, and I probably didn't read the description of it. How did I miss that? Push past him. Decimating. Come on, brake. He's pulling away and making me look like a fly in his review mirror. Oh, please, stop being so boaty. I need to undo this and do it all myself. Obviously, the person that's customized this, absolute disgrace. I know he's built it for the performance, but come on, mate. You could have done better the job than this. This has not gone to plan. Come on, Supra Soup. Supra Soup, come on. Please, please, please pass him. Use him, use him. No. Oh! I will not be fought. I refuse. That was a piece of poo to drive. Holy poo. I'm changing that back. Oh, and everyone was a lower... Great. Great. And if you didn't know, they've actually managed to add an Eliminator Mode, which is kind of like a car battle royale. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to actually make a video on this. I might try it out and let you know how I feel, but it's an interesting concept to say the very least. But anyway, we're more focused on this Supra. It does seem to be a glitch with the exhaust. You can actually see through it for some reason, but that's a very minor thing. It's like, whatever. On the whole grand scheme of things, that's a very tiny little issue. But let's get this thing back to looking beautiful, looking how it should be. I might actually change the color of it as well. We should also change the wheels. That's something I didn't do last time. What wheels would suit a Supra better than the stock wheels? I mean, honestly, anything. The stock wheels on the Supra, definitely not my favorite. Hey, those are new, aren't they? I've not seen those before. I'm actually kind of tempted to play around with those. See what it looks like when we actually make them bigger. Let's make them fully bigger. And I'm not exactly sure what I feel, but I'm going to go with it. I'm actually going with it for the sake of testing. That is horrendous. Why does it stick out so much? Let's just do one on that. And yeah, perfect. Not too sure exactly what is used to get that stupidly ridiculous 1600 horsepower number. It's probably the single turbo swap. Surely that makes the most sense to me in my head, but we shall find out. I'm going to apply everything here, and of course we've got the basket system, so we can actually have a look. So currently we are at 1200 horsepower, which is not even nearly enough. So I think the single turbo swap is the way forward. Going through to make sure it is completely happy with everything I am doing to it. And surely now, that is going to give us the power. 1601. See, this is why single turbo every time. Of course, there's the Paul Walker livery that you can expect is going to be on every single person's Supra, but I ain't going to do that. I ain't about that life. What we are here about is no carbon hooks. Oh, can we do carbon wing mirrors? Carbon wing mirrors. And that's all I need in my life. Oh, can we do a carbon wing? Yes, that is perfect. Carbon wing. And the wheels? Do we go with carbon wheels as well? Oh, oh, oh. No. Can we do carbon window? No, we can't do carbon windows. It was worth a try. Fix the exhaust, please. But other than that, it looks so good. It's gonna wheel spin a heck of a lot more than theirs did, that's for sure. But maybe I'm building a drift build, huh? Maybe that's what I was intending to do. I forgot that they added the drift cam to this as well, so it actually feels super cool to drift in the cockpit view, and I mess it up. Great, thanks for that. I wish Forza ultimately had more customization parts for this car. For example, obviously a Need for Speed would be customizing the lights, adding a wide body, all this stuff. But overall, I'm gonna say I'm excited that it's back in Forza. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited to see what they do with the license. Are they gonna have the A90 in the game soon so we can do some comparisons with the Z4 and also this Supra 2? But I also really, really, really hope that it comes to Need for Speed in no time at all. I don't want to be waiting. Bugatti, what? I've got more power than you. Ain't no thing. But a chicken. It's a Supra, not a chicken. So while we're on Forza Horizon 4, let's throw in an engine swap and get shouted at by many, many people in the community. That's totally fine. Do we actually want to go? Yeah, I think twin turbo is, well, of course, twin turbo. It's removed the turbo that's in it as by default. So let's increase absolutely everything again. I kind of just want to see how we could build this thing when we put in a different engine. Of course, the V12 being probably the best option other than the original engine. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that beautiful 1600 horsepower, but again, it's something that I want to test. Okay, please don't shout at me. Let's go. The gear shift. This is just really odd. You know, if you rev bang it, it kind of sounds like I've rotary swapped it. So let's just rev bang it absolutely everywhere. There you go. See, it's a rotary. I'm driving a rotary Supra, right? You would have no idea. If I genuinely didn't tell you that I swapped the V12 in it, you probably would have no clue. Woohoo! That is so loud. Yeah. Mate. Quad rotor. Quad rotor's the Supra. That's what it is. It ain't. I promise you. You just didn't know that was an option. You saw me install something else. It wasn't actually it. That's not what I ended up with. Okay, I ended up with something completely different. So don't even worry about it. Yeah. So right now we have 1,050 horsepower, which isn't too much, to be fair. He says isn't too much. It's 1,000 bloody horsepower. It's quite a freaking lot. But again, in terms of the standard 2J, yeah. I won't even bother, to be honest with you, unless you want to sound like a baboon. But I had to jump back on Forza, give it a go, let you know what I thought, and it's definitely worth coming back on. It's very expensive, weirdly. Just strange because, again, I know it's expensive in real life, but it's now cheaper than a R34, which definitely doesn't make sense anywhere in the world. All right, thanks so much for joining us for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, peace.